Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you decide to watch this. My name is Mrs. Metzger, and I'm one of the guidance counselors here at the high school. I also have Mr. Stoffel with us today. We are both the high school counselors here at Manchester Junior Senior High School. Originally, the plan was to have an 8th grade parent night and to have all the 8th grade parents come in and go over a presentation with you so you knew what was required for each of your students to graduate as the class of 2025. However, due to COVID, that's not going to be possible. So we decided to go ahead and tape our presentation so you could watch that in your free time. But we know you're busy, so we'll try to make this short and sweet. We will be covering 21st century information. We will talk about the diploma types and programs of study, if your child has not already talked to you about that. And then we will also talk about the different AP, dual credit classes, and Heartland classes that we have to offer our students here at Manchester. So we wanted to let you know that currently the counselor assignments, Mrs. Ryder has all of our 7th and 8th graders, and she currently has the 8th grade class. When they become 9th graders, I, Mrs. Metzger, will take over students with the last name A through K, and Mr. Stoffel takes over the students L through Z, and we keep those students throughout high school, so we really get to know them. So when they're applying to colleges and for scholarships their senior year, we know them, and we've kind of gotten to know them over the past 4 years.
All right, so the first thing we want to talk about is 21st Century Scholarship. This is an opportunity that all 7th and 8th graders have. As long as the family hits the requirements of the income, then they can sign up, apply for the scholarship, and receive free tuition to any school that participates in Indiana. So if you see this page that I'm on, you can see a link that will take you to where you can enroll. You can enroll your student in this program. It gives you the income levels for the household size that you could require, that makes you eligible or not. And you can see the other requirements as well, and reach a link where you can apply. If students would prefer to apply on a paper pencil, if they don't have access to the internet, then they can fill out a paper from the guidance office and turn that into us, and we can get them enrolled into the program. The next thing I want to talk about are your graduation requirements for your student. For students in the class of 25, they have 3 requirements that they need to meet. The first requirement is credit. They have to receive a diploma, and they have 3 options. They have the option of the Core 40, the academic honors, and the technical honors diplomas. The second thing they have to do, their second requirement, is they have to demonstrate employability skills. We'll talk about that further later. And then the third thing is they have to do the post-secondary readiness, post-secondary ready competencies. And there are a lot of options there that we'll talk about it some more. So first, of the 3 things, let's first talk about the diploma types. For Core 40, your student has certain credit requirements. For English and language, they need to get 8 credits, which basically is a class of English every year in high school. They need 6 credits in math, and those all have to be in high school as well. 3 math credits, Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. They need 6 science credits, 6 social studies credits, a PE, 2 PE credits, a health and wellness credit, and then a certain number of electives to reach 40 credits. And that's what's required for a Core 40. If you're going to get an academic honors, you need an extra year of math. You need 3 years of foreign language, 2 credits in fine arts. In addition, you need to keep your GPA above 3.0, and you cannot receive a grade lower than a C-. And students also have to take a certain number of AP or dual credit classes. They can either take 2 AP or 2 dual credit. classes or one of each. And then as far as the Core 40 with technical honors, all the Core 40 requirements stay the same as far as the classes. The GPA and the grade, you can't get anything lower than a C. Those requirements stay the same. You also still need to take an AP or dual credit classes, it's the same number. However, the difference is you participate in a Heartland program with the technical honors. So students would go to Heartland their junior or senior year, complete one of their programs, fulfill all the other requirements, and they will be eligible for a technical honors diploma. Second requirement for graduation is to display employability skills. So on our website, you can see, or in the PowerPoint, you can see that they are demonstrated by one of the following, either a project-based, service-based, or work-based learning experience. And then if you click that link, it'll give you some options for what project-based, service-based, or work-based experiences look like. This is not a complete list. There are other options, but in case you're wondering what that might look like, there's an example. Basically, how students prove that they are employable is that they fill out a blue sheet their senior year, front and back, and it asks them to give examples of different skills that they've acquired through the experience they decided to discuss. The third and final requirement are the post-secondary ready competencies, and there are several options in this category that students can use to fulfill the requirement. The first thing they can do is get an academic honors diploma or technical honors diploma. Either one of those will work. They could also hit benchmarks on the ACT, SAT, or ASVAB tests. They could get a state industry recognized credential or certification through Heartland. Or they could complete a CTE concentrator and earn a C average or higher, and that's through a program of study. This is the big change, so we want to make sure parents understand. So there are 3 classes they have to take: a principles class, a concentrator A, and a concentrator B. And on this slide, you can click this link to see the offerings we have at Manchester. So if a student wants to complete their program of study at Manchester, these options are available: business administration, agri-science, horticulture, interior design, human social services, fashion, textiles and design, early childhood, nutrition science, computer science, and engineering. And then you can see which classes they need to take each year in high school. The freshman, sophomore, and junior classes are required to complete a program of study. The senior class is not. Now, one other thing to keep in mind, if they are going to Heartland, those are their options. That paper you just looked at or saw, those are their options. If they stay at Manchester, they also have the option of going to Heartland and completing one of Heartland's programs. Those also count as a program of study. And then the last thing they could do to complete that box 3 is take at least three courses as an AP or dual credit and earn a C average or higher in those courses.
Okay, so we spent 2 days in PCC classes with the 8th graders talking about what a prerequisite was, how do you earn your GPA, what classes that you're taking as an 8th grader will show up on your high school transcript that colleges will see. Mrs. Ambrose, the PCC teacher, she did a whole unit on all of this. Then myself, Mr. Stoffel, and Mrs. Ryder came in. We spent a day talking about those things. Then the next day, Heartland came in and they went over all the different programs that our students have as options. And then the third day, we went back in and we helped the students fill out their 4-year plan and scheduled them for their 9th grade year. So you should have seen by now a 9th grade planning sheet that does require a parent's signature. Your child should have brought that home. That does have a due date. That does have to come back to schedule them for their 9th grade year. We are going to be, they are finishing up PCC, or their 4-year plan in PCC today. And then we're going to go over those and make sure they make sense and that they're done correctly. We'll make copies. We'll give them to your student, and then we will have them bring you home a copy so you can kind of see their plan for the next 4 years as well. But something that we really talked about with the kids was advanced placement classes, which we call AP. And we currently have 8 of those at Manchester. We have arts, we have biology AP, we have environmental science, U.S. history, human geography, calculus, but we do have 8 total. The way AP, or advanced placement, works is you can earn college credit through an AP class. In May each year, all AP students sit for an exam. It is a 3 to 4 hour exam, and depending how they score on that test, they can earn college credit. So for example, the scoring is from a 1 to a 5. If they earn a 3 or higher on that AP exam, a public college or university is required to give them college credit. If they are planning on attending a private university or college, like Manchester, Huntington, Grace, Notre Dame, those colleges get to set their own scoring for the child to earn college credit. So they could say they have to have a 4 or a 5. And that is something that each individual or each college does differently. So that's something that the student would have to find out from each college. As far as dual credit courses go, this is where our faculty and staff here at the high school are deemed as adjunct faculty through either Trine University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, or Ivy Tech. And they're teaching here at the high school in the classroom, but they're also teaching the class as a college credit class. So there's no test at the end that the student has to take. It's just whatever grade they get in that class is what is placed on their college transcript. So while they're here at high school, they're getting a high school transcript and credit, but they're also starting an Ivy Tech, a Trine, or Purdue University, Fort Wayne transcript at the same time. And currently we have 16 courses that are dual credit here. We have a lot in the agriculture department. We have like our pre-calc, our probability and statistics. We have our advanced manufacturing class, so we have a wide range of those. Some of our AP classes, like Bio AP and Environmental Science AP, are AP and dual credit. So if a student doesn't pass the AP exam with that 3 or higher, then they can still earn the college credit through the dual credit part of the class. In addition, a lot of our Heartland classes have dual credit through Vincent University or Ivy Tech as well, and they currently have 20 programs there. This kind of gives you the list of our AP classes. You can see what all is offered on the AP side as far as like the bio, the English classes. We even have the art classes. And then also on the other side, we have our dual credit classes. So we have like the Principles of Marketing class. We have our horticulture, our government class is a dual credit class. So, and then all the Heartland classes, except for one, has dual credit tied to it as well. So your junior and senior year, you can go to Heartland. That does count as a program of study. So students need to choose between whether or not they were planning on going to Heartland. That was one of the questions we asked them when we showed back up on that 3rd day after the Heartland people had been there and went through all the different programs. They do have the 20 different programs there. You can earn the industry certifications, and like I said, a lot of those classes are dual credit as well. The big thing to keep in mind is if they want to go to Heartland, if your student wants to go to Heartland their junior and senior year, they have to pass their classes their freshman and sophomore year. We did tell the students that even though Heartland came to us this year, hopefully we will be able to take them to Heartland next year. They'll be in the classroom, they'll go see what it looks like, what the kids are doing. It's very hands-on there, and that does take up half of their day, their junior and senior year. So that's a big chunk of time. That's why it's so important that they're passing those freshman and sophomore classes so they have room to actually go to Heartland, and then that counts as their program study for graduation. These are the Heartland programs that they offer. They have several automotive different automotive ones. They have the criminal justice, the cosmetology, they have the culinary arts, they have diesel services, the education professions, electronics and computer technology, just about anything you can think of that maybe we don't have here, they have there. So it's a great program. It's something that our kids really enjoy because half of their day is spent doing something that they love or that they're really interested in. And then they can walk out of Heartland with certifications, dual credit. They can walk into a collision body shop and say, I've got this certification, and they can get a job instantly. Here's some additional Heartland classes that we have. The health science is a really popular one. Students can earn their CNA. They also have a nursing program now where students actually sign up for Heartland, but they go to Ivy Tech and they're taking pre-nursing classes there and getting some of those prereqs out of the way for college to go into nursing school. One of their new ones is the precision agriculture program and the CDL program. So students can walk out of there in the spring as long as they're of their senior year and have a CDL license. Our course description guide is on our website for the 21-22 school year. If you click on that, you can see every class that's offered here at Manchester High School on there. You can also see the programs of studies that are offered here at the high school. Like Mr. Stoffel went over, if you have an older child, 9 through 12 currently, they have different requirements for graduation. So when you're looking at that page, make sure that you're clicking on the correct class for your current 8th grader because the requirements will be different. Under that course description guide, the Appendix A, you can see all of our dual credit offerings, and if there's a cost, a lot of them do not cost, some of them do. And then who's teaching that and what college credit, the name of the college class is for that as well. So the big decisions we had talked to your student about was what type of diploma do they want? Do they want the academic honors? Do they want the technical honors? Do they want the Core 40? That was something we really went over with them in depth and that they chose themselves. We also went over what's your program of study. If you're going to Heartland, that's your program of study. If you're going to stay here, then they had to pick a program of study based off of the link that Mr. Stoffel shared with you. So those were the two big questions we had the kids really think about and put together. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to either myself, Mr. Stoffel, or Mrs. Ryder. She was in the classroom with us, like I said, helping the students, answering questions and such. Hopefully this helps answer some of your questions that you had about four-year plans, about graduation requirements. And again, your child does have a blue sheet that they need to get signed by you, and that needs to be turned into their PCC teacher or into the guidance office. Thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Again, let us know if you have any questions.